Have you ever met somebody and they look classy, maybe they look even wealthy, they're putting together a certain image about themselves, but something just seems off and you can't put your finger on it? Well, I'm going to be listing off 5 traits and 5 things that women typically do when they try to look elevated, they try to look classy and elegant, and unfortunately these things actually downgrade them and are really off-putting. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karina. If it's your first time here, I make videos about money, women, and power. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, then do subscribe to the channel and like the video. I also wrote a confidence guide ebook, which essentially is going to tell you how to light up a room with charisma when you walk in. You should get it down below. The 5th thing that really makes somebody look classless is stacking jewelry. So you might see somebody with so many decorations on themselves, like their Christmas tree, whether it's kind of a watch with a lot of bracelets, maybe it's stacking rings, stacking necklaces. And this goes both ways. This goes if it's something extremely affordable, maybe it's just your simple sterling silver necklaces or bracelets or rings. People like to stack those rings. Or it can go on the really expensive side where it's actually very expensive pieces of jewelry, maybe an expensive Rolex with gold and actual diamonds, rings, things like that, right? And either way, right, one goes more towards the trendy thing, and we all know that too trendy is not really classy and it's not really a timeless look. But even when it's very expensive items, it looks very cheesy and it looks like it's a show-off mechanism. It doesn't make you look very sophisticated, because when it comes to class and really looking kind of a rare, I would say, less is more. Because when less is more, you don't have to show off. You don't have to go over the top to have things like jewelry speak for you. The way you carry yourself, your personality, your achievements, your class, all of that is speaking for itself. So people who actually are elegant and elevated don't need to do these types of really luxurious jewelry stacking. So number 4 is actually using your mouth, using it too much. This is about those people that feel like they need to put their 2 cents into everything. I'm sure we've had it all. I know I certainly have, where you are at a dinner or a lunch or somewhere in a group of people, and there's that one person that seems to have a story or a comment or a kind of a relatable thing to say to every single thing that everyone is saying, right? So maybe they're talking about animals. They have something to say about that. Maybe they're talking about a trip to Korea. This person also has something to say about Korea. It seems like they're an expert at everything, or they just find kind of brainless thing to say to every single subject. While from the outside, without analyzing, a rookie may think this person has a lot of confidence or a lot of experience. Actually, people who are full of experiences and full of life knowledge know that that's not the proper way to talk. There are areas where you have an amazing time and an amazing experience, something to actually contribute to a conversation. Perhaps you are an expert in some field of knowledge, then of course it is your time to shine. But when you are commenting on every little thing, again, it just shows insecurity and lack of class. You are taking that spotlight away from other people who are experts in the area. The 3rd thing is stacking other luxury items. This is really relatable because I feel like I see this a lot. Unfortunately, I see it a lot online with people trying to flex their lifestyles, and that's just really stacking all of these designer clothing and luxuries into one tiny little confined space. A lot of the times it's a photograph or a video or whatever it may be, or even a person, right? Somebody who is flexing a watch, maybe a necklace, a bunch of rings, jewelry, we already talked about that. But then having a shirt with a big brand logo or a purse with a logo and then shoes with logos, they're purchasing these luxurious items with large logos on purpose, right? If you look at the website of high-end clothing brands, right? For example, YSL, Louis Vuitton, Christian Louboutin, they do have a distinctive thing about them. Like Valentino has the studs, Christian Louboutin obviously has the red bottom shoe, and that's fine. Some apparel has to have that. But when people go purposely out of their way to purchase anything designer that actually has the logo very large and obvious, and especially when they stack everything together, it just doesn't look right. I love luxury items. I think they're quality, long-lasting, timeless, classic, all of the above. But when it ventures into the territory of showing off as if this is your only thing, that is exactly how it comes off. It comes off like this is your only thing you have, and you're putting it out there. You want everybody to see, you want everybody to praise you for it. And that does not make somebody elevated or classy. It honestly looks very, very cheesy once again, and off-putting. Even when you can afford something that is luxury, don't try to go the mainstream way and get the thing that everybody else owns, because that's gonna make you blend into the masses. And the brand doesn't necessarily have to have the logo on it. Again, the quality and the way you present yourself speaks for itself. Number 2 is showing off every little experience in their life. This is a little bit cringy, right? There is a certain component of privacy that we should always maintain in our personal life. That's personally what I believe, but some people don't really follow that, and that's fine, right? Maybe people don't value that as much as they should, but people really like to show off their adventures, their experiences, and really like oversharing things. People who are elevated, classy, sophisticated, they have that secrecy in their life. They keep close circles, they keep their close experiences, and you have to earn the right to know about those adventures, experiences, and any aspect of their personal life, right? What luxury vacation they had, anything. However, people who want to fit in, and they're doing it not because they have made it and not because they're trying to look, very classy or sophisticated, they're doing it because they want that extra validation. Anytime they get something, even let's say maybe a nice piece of jewelry that's luxurious, they put it on Instagram, they put it everywhere on the internet. And again, that is just so cringe. There's no reason to brag about those items, right? You can own them, you can wear them and enjoy them, but does the entire world really need to know what you're doing at all times? No. And the very last thing that really takes away class that you should really avoid, ladies and gentlemen, it is bragging. There's no discretion about this. Braggers don't get looked up upon. It's not a very good trait to have, and you're not gonna make really a lot of friends doing that way. You're not gonna be liked in that way. And honestly, no matter what you're bragging about, there's, again, like I mentioned, a difference between adding value to a conversation and adding experiences and kind of your joy and lessons to a conversation or to your friend group, whatever it may be. But it's a huge different directions where you feel like you need to share everything in your life, all of your experiences, everything in a bragging way of, look at me, look what I have done, I've done this, I've done that, and it just becomes overwhelming. Nobody wants to hear these things. You might think they do, and you might think that this makes you look elevated, but trust me, it is not. And a good way to kind of get a grasp on this is remember a time where you were in a conversation with somebody or a group of people, and there's that bragger person, right? It's like everything they've ever done, now you know, and they are living rent-free in your headspace for that duration of time with no added value whatsoever. So anyways, take a look at these things and do subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I will see you in the next one.